UFC Rio going down this Saturday, and we are back with another episode. I know it's been a long time. Probably the first time since we've had the man behind the camera. My guy, what is up?
What up, man? We're here for a fight night.
He's joining us for a fight night, and this might be just a regular thing of him breaking down each card with me. So more content to come from us. But we are coming off UFC 320. Ankalaev versus Pereira. I think it was a good card. I know people are really loving it, saying it was amazing. I don't know if I'm going that far, but
it was fun. It was a good card, man.
I would say like 8, like a solid 8, maybe.
The main card started off fun. We had the Pfeiffer fight. That was fun. Yeah, Zalal was talking his shit. Khalil and Yuri was great.
That was fantastic.
Bit of a lull in the co-main.
It felt like a 30-minute fight in the co-main. Like it just kind of dragged on a little bit after the big flurry of punches and almost a finish from Merab.
Yeah.
After that, it just kind of felt like it dragged. So I think that's what kind of took the energy out.
It really did. Like it was tough to get to the main event. It took some doing to get to the main event, and then for as short as the main event was, like it absolutely delivered.
Yeah,
like it delivered 1,000%.
But so we'll kind of give our recap of UFC 320, and I gotta talk my shit on some of this stuff because we got a big dog in the prelims. We got 2 dogs in the prelims, and I just have to talk my stuff, man. I'll actually do that first. We called it. Ramiz Brahimaj finished Austin Vanderford in the second round by submission, but we called money line by a big dog. It was like plus like 3 something at the when the fight came, and we called the under 1.5 rounds. So I mean, we're here, bro. Well, I mean,
I've giving out free money, dude.
I even clipped it and put it on my socials. That's how kind of walking my shit there. But and then I got the Yana Santos beating Chason, and I'm saying we cannot trust Macy Chason, bro. Once I saw that Chason had a really sketchy weight cut, it had to be a catch weight. I was like, nah, she's not here, bro. And it kind of showed. So we got 2 dogs. I think there's some good money there because Santos was like plus 165, I believe. So we're getting these dogs out here. But there are some really good dogs on UFC Rio. But we will just recap the main card real quick of UFC 320, and then we'll get into the breakdown. And then I will do something new. I am going to give my 5 confident picks at the end of the episode and 1 confident dog. And that's going to be from now on. So, but yeah, UFC 320. We have a new champion, Chama. He's back, reclaiming his belt, and he's not retiring. We were kind of talking, saying that the future of Alex Pereira, if he does win or if he loses, was kind of looking murky, but sounds like he's going to stick around and probably move up. He's moving up to heavyweight. So, yeah, man, Chama's back. I really do think the UFC needed this win as a company, as a whole. They needed their big star to have a belt around his waist, and the company wins, and Dana's happy. And I just think Chama and Alex Pereira having a belt around his waist is just a win for everyone around.
It was definitely the most ideal outcome, especially switching over to the Paramount deal. Because to your point, like you need that person, that star that you can push. And again, it's crazy that I would say probably not since Anderson Silva probably have we had a legit superstar and champion that just does not speak English. Like, and it's crazy that this is probably the company's biggest star.
Maybe on the breakdown, I argued, but Merab is probably like something, but not that. I don't think he's breaking what
and not like mainstream either.
No.
Like you're not, you see him now and he's getting movie roles. I'll bet he starts getting more like advertisement stuff and all that. Like Chama it's becoming a whole thing. Like I think it was the best outcome for the company. I thought there were a couple things post fight that are interesting to me. One, I think it's telling that he wants to go to heavyweight. Because I just don't think there's really an intriguing fight for him at 205 left, unless you want to force Yuri part 3 down our throats, and I get why you would want to, why you'd want to build on that after what just happened, and then the whole the aftermath of hearing Yuri's interviews and hearing him talk about his admiration and how bad he needs that. Like, he's really obsessed with that fight. The teams talking afterwards. I don't know if you saw the footage of that.
Oh yeah.
And their co-hate of Ankalaev and his team, which that was another one of my thoughts post fight is, man, that. So I guess the two other things that I took biggest from post fight kind of intertwine, right? One of them is that Alex was so adamant at letting everybody know. He said, I think at least 3 or 4 times in the post fight with Joe, I told y'all I was hurt. Y'all didn't believe me. I told y'all I was hurt. When I tell you something, I'm not bullshitting. I told y'all I was only 40%. Because that was kind of, and that was my, like, I hate that as an excuse. In any sport, any combat sport, regular sport, whatever. The hinders your excuse, and you're just like, yeah, I was hurt. Well, bro, like, fight or don't. He fought, he lost. Came out, said he was hurt, said he was sick and all that. So he said that a lot. So now that makes me think he switched up the strategy. Brilliant strategy, by the way. He knew exactly what he needed to do. Maybe he was hurt. Maybe he didn't have the mobility to do that in the first fight and just take the center of the cage and just press like he did. So then that makes me wonder if he was really hurt in the first fight and then the second fight went this way. Was that first fight a fraudulent dub? Because I think I mentioned this to you Saturday afterwards. I thought it was really odd that we didn't hear one person after the fight even mention Ankalaev as an option to run it back for a third fight.
Nobody.
And I still haven't. Not a single person.
Yeah.
That's kind of, you know.
And to your point with Alex being injured, now Magomedov is saying that he had an injured rib and a broken rib. And now there's this thing, and now it's like, good. I don't want a trilogy with these three.
That fight, it doesn't. I don't need it.
No.
I don't need it at all. Especially, I think it's because, okay, if Alex was hurt too the first fight, and he still made it that competitive, and then just came out and absolutely dominated you in this fight, I don't need that at all. But that's the thing. I don't need anything else from him at 205. So the only logical move now is, you go up to heavyweight, which Tom is too big. I think if somehow Gon wins and it's Alex and Gon, I think Alex could stamp himself as like one of the Mount Rushmore guys just off of simply getting 3 division titles, something that no one has done yet. And then if it's John Jones, I mean, I think John Jones does what he's done in every other fight except for like the Reyes and maybe the Santos fight and the Alex fight. So just like, he just dominates. No disrespect to Alex, but John Jones is so many levels above him in MMA.
Like the vision.
Yeah,
IQ,
man. It's just it's Alex. Yeah, obviously he has that one shot, but John is just so he's levels ahead. So like, I think that's an interesting thought going into 2026. Alex says that I heard that he might have broke his foot. Because you remember he kept messing with his foot after the fight.
It was like his toe, maybe, or
yeah.
They
said
like
he might. So they said he White House card is June
on a Sunday.
Yeah, because it's his fucking birthday.
I'm like, bro,
it's his birthday, man.
To think that I have to go to work the next day on Monday, like that makes me sick, bro.
Man.
That makes me absolutely sick.
bro.
I'm gonna take the day off now. Like I don't want
to. Yeah.
Saturday to Sunday to Monday is huge for people who have Monday through Friday.
Or y'all got to move up the start time or something.
That's fine. Yeah, exactly. Like
you got to do something. Maybe make it
Sunday.
early because it's outdoors. So you want, I don't know, but yeah, figure that out.
I actually think that this is going to be moved indoors. Like I don't think this is going to fly. Like I think something's going to happen and it's going to be forced to go indoors. I think so.
I still don't even think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
but you know, I think that main event. I think that main event was best case for the company. If we're being real, it might have been best case for the division because I think it now you hit reset on 205 because Alex is. I'm of the opinion he's going to leave.
Oh yeah,
205.
Yeah.
So if you get to that point, then it's like, all right, now we don't even need an interim title. We don't need to worry about that at all. We're just going to hit hard reset on 205. Ulberg, Yuri for the belt. There it is. Let's move forward. Yuri, God bless. Hopefully he can get that belt again and be the undisputed 205 champ. I would love that for him. And then you have an Ankalaev match there because there's beef there. If like whatever you want, but it's a hard reset on the division. So I kind of think the division wins too.
I do think so too. Except having a champion who's about to retire. I do agree with Drew of like just a hard reset. We get some fresh matchups. We're not having to run double and triple fights, so I think it's good all around. Yeah. And with Pereira moving up to heavyweight, I think John Jones did it right of taking time off and adjusting his body to that weight. For Pereira to jump straight back up to heavyweight, I think it's going to be a huge downfall, and I don't like it at all. Yeah. Man, people got like I know he walks around at like maybe 230, maybe.
But that's a small heavyweight.
But man, it's different. And that power is different too.
Tom is a big and Tom can move for a heavyweight. Alex don't move like that. Like
even gone. Like we're having
absolutely
great mobile heavyweights now. Like it's a whole new division now with how these heavyweights fight nowadays.
It's not the Brock Lesnar days anymore.
Like, it's not the one-dimensional heavyweights nowadays.
Overpowering or just big for these dudes.
Yeah,
they move different. And I think that is a great point that John, because let's be real too, like John moving up to heavyweight, he looked great.
Sloppy. Yeah, sloppy. It was sloppy.
He didn't look great. He didn't look like he put on the weight in the right ways, or like you said, maybe he rushed his body in the wrong way.
Like he forced himself to eat. And the muscle mass just didn't build correctly.
Yeah. So this time off, it might be dangerous. But because let's be real too, ultimately Dana is gonna play like that's your biggest star ever. That's your Michael Jordan. Like that's your all like LeBron. That's all of it. So whenever he says like I'm ready to come back, or if Alex says, "Hey, I want," or if Tom even I know I maybe I'm stupid and I probably am, but I'm still kind of married to this idea that we're gonna see John and Tom. I doubt it. But something in me just still thinks like John, if Tom goes out and just smokes Cyril Gane, which I wouldn't be surprised he does, and then if someone gets in his ear and gets him to talk spicy or something.
I laugh at that because I kind of think so too. And I think that's why John does not want to fight Tom, because like the name value. Now that we have Alex Pereira coming up, that's a name value that John Jones wants on his resume. That's going to get him. That's going to get him money.
And that's the thing. It's the name recognition. It's the feather in the cap, and it is a bigger payday.
That's what John Jones
Tom
wants.
Aspinall.
Absolutely.
And it's. I think too, as crazy as this might sound, if for whatever reason John did lose to Alex, I think he can handle that better than losing to Tom, because he's talked so crazy about Tom, and in his eyes, Tom hasn't accomplished anything and hasn't, like, you know,
the risk of fighting someone that he doesn't deem that, you know, well deserved opponent it's going to hurt his ego and then legacy.
And that's why ultimately that's why I hope that the fight still happens with Tom, is because ultimately it's always been the case with John. His ego is always going to win.
Absolutely.
And his ego just will not be able to handle everybody constantly poking. Like, bro, you've already proven that you care. As much as you say you don't give a shit, all the responding you do to people online and stuff, it shows us clearly, like, it's transparent that you care a lot what people think about you in relation to Tom Aspinall. I ultimately hope that just wins out and he's finally like, you know what? Let me beat this dude's ass to finally prove this point so I can talk my shit and retire the right way.
And, you know, before we move on, I was like, we are kind of hearing, or there's news that, you know, John Jones wants to kind of get on the good side of the boss, Dana White, gain his trust back, and wants to fight on this, you know, White House card. So I really do think, with everything lining up, I think John Jones, with Pereira winning, like, he's like, I got to buckle down and just this fight's open for me right now. I feel like.
So think about this too, right? If you were to book it now, what do you make in the main event on that card? Like, today, with the options available, considering timelines and what's booked already, what is your ideal main event realistically for the White House card? And the only reason I ask is just because I'm curious about your main event names, because I have an angle here that I heard that made sense to me.
So again, with the White House, America, like, there's no American champion. I mean,
there it is. That's exactly what I was gonna get at.
Like,
you need an American, period. Even because if it's Jones Pereira for no belt, no one's gonna care.
How clownish of a country are we gonna look if we have no American champion headlining this White House card?
But that's the thing. Does that mean that it has to be, as of right now, does it have to be Gaethje then?
Oh,
with Ilya?
Oh gosh.
Because I mean, and he's a Trump guy too.
Yeah.
So like that fits the narrative. But it's like, when you think about it, what Americans on the high end at the top of this card, what do we have to offer as a main event? What bigger American fighter is there than John Jones? Because you could sell Pereira Aspinall, but that's a Brazilian and an Englishman fighting.
That's why
in the main event it has to be an American.
Oh gosh,
who you got? Colby,
Conor McGregor, and Michael Chandler.
No, we saw that today. You didn't see that news? McGregor suspended 18 months.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this breaking news for you. Yeah, suspended 18 months because he missed all of 2024. He missed all of his scheduled drug tests. And so if you are inactive drug testing and you've missed for that amount of time, you are suspended. So he's suspended until, I believe it started September.
Oh,
I believe it's up in
2027,
like
early.
I'll look at the exact date, but yeah, it completely wiped him being on the card out.
Well, shit.
So yeah, it's
John Jones.
That's what I mean. Like, it has to be. They will, if you think Dana won't spend all the money, because word around town is that they had 30 M's for that fool to fight Tom. And that's why Dana was so pissed that John just retired out of the blue, is because Dana did what he never does, and apparently has only done once. He found the money that, like, a fighter was like, nah, this is what it's going to take. And he actually went and found the money for John. And John was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And that's when a lot of the ducking allegations came out. So it's got to be John. It's got to be John, bro.
Just a few meetings with Dana White, begging, kissing his ass, stroke the ego. You can get past that, man. You'll be all right. You got anything else on this?
No, not on this. No.
Okay. Marab retained his belt. People actually, I mean, I know we gave out good value and said that there's good value on Corey Sandhagen on this channel, but Marab is a damn machine. And oh boy, people actually thought that Corey was going to out wrestle this man, which is kind of crazy. But Merab going down as bantamweight GOAT, and the streak continues. I mean, I think it's Peter Yan next, or
Umar,
or another Umar.
They were really pushing that Umar.
Yeah,
they're really pushing that narrative.
But I'm just saying, man, it's the cardio and how he breaks your will, taking you down, you getting back up and taking you back down again is going to break you. Like there's something that has to build inside of you that's just like the mental aspect of this game. I don't think there's anyone stronger than a Merab. So I don't know, man. Corey's always been a bridesmaid, never been a bride, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be one of those. It's
just frustrating to see this man. He's so talented, but again, just doesn't put it all together when it matters. So I don't know.
You know what's funny is on the flip side, I think so for as much as I think that Alex winning at 205 is the best thing to happen for the division, Merab winning is the worst thing to happen for that division. Because as much as we talked about last week, how much we love to see his dominance and run through the division and all that stuff, it's like, okay, but for the company now we're gonna get into run backs and like we're gonna have same results, and it's like, okay, he's gonna be one of those guys. It's like, okay, he's clear out of the division twice now. Like the fights are running, and there's only so many contenders you can keep putting against each other to just get in line to lose again to Merab. And again, he's not going nowhere.
Nah,
like division wise. So unless he just gets tired of it and wants to switch things up or like coach or just run around Blue Diamond, I don't know what the bantamweight division is supposed to do.
Yeah, everyone is just hoping that Umar
they're putting all the eggs in that basket, or like Dana White, some of these contenders better be some bantamweights, man. Like, and they better. We spoke a little earlier. We'll talk about it later when we get into the Rio card. But like, I feel like bantamweights, this is your time now. Like, dude, get out there, put a couple wins together, get good on the mic, start talking your crazy shit, because like they need challengers for this guy.
Absolutely,
they need it, because the bantamweight division is on full lockdown mode.
And we'll talk about the people's main event. We have Yuri Prochazka, who defeated and knocked out Khalil Rountree in round 3. I told you guys on here, and he was my pick, and he was my favorite underdog of this card is Khalil Rountree. We had 2 rounds bagged, and basically Khalil just had to survive, basically. But Yuri picked up the pace, made it a crazy fight, a chaotic fight, and that was the downfall, man. That performance made me a fanboy of Yuri Prochazka. I don't know if I could fade Yuri Prochazka anymore. I think I'm done, man. Like that was insane. So
I had guests at my work that went to the fight, and they actually came in the next day. I asked them, I said, yo, how crazy was that Khalil? And they said, that place was nuts. Like, everybody was going crazy during that third round. So that's why. Look, man, I don't know. Maybe with Khalil, we're gonna be looking at like you just said about Sandhagen, man. Maybe he's gonna fall into one of that category, like got a title shot, put up a good effort, and just can't. He's not gonna get.
I wish Khalil had wrestling in his background, but
oh man,
that a takedown would have just it would have done great.
It's okay. So again, we briefly spoke on 205. I think the lone bright spot for Khalil in this moment, well, 2, right, is that he showed he could hang for 2 rounds at least. and that you're gonna get this reset now. That everyone is kind of almost back to square one at 205 because the champ is gone now. So maybe you're back to a fight or two away from a title shot, depending on how things kind of unfold going forward. But yeah, that was that one too. And again, I said during the pod last week I was going to bet with my head, not my heart, on this one, and I did with Yuri. And it was really as cool as it was watching Yuri win, because he's just a different and cool dude. It was really hard watching Khalil lose that way, like going out on a shield kind of just taking it, and then just the way he dropped and just laying there, and like you could see, like I heard today, I was listening to clips of John Wood talking. He was really emotional about that loss because he had to turn around and come back out from Rob. And he was talking about how, like, I was back there with Khalil for a minute, and, we had our words, and I felt what I felt, and then I had to turn off from Rob. That was my big, it was hard to watch Khalil lose that way. I have no doubt he'll be back. I don't know who you throw him in there with next. I think it's Yuri Alberg for the 205 belt, for the undisputed. I don't think we're going to do an interim.
I think maybe an Alexander Rakic. I don't know, but I'm kind of.
I mean, that'd be another one though that you're going to get a fun fight at least.
Yeah. Or someone who's kind of making his way back, who I can't not stand, is Johnny Walker. I mean, Johnny Walker just went to China and just put down their man. So
yeah, man,
he's a fun highlight in a good.
That'd be a fun. That'd be an aesthetically fun fight too. So yeah, I mean, but that's the thing though, right? Is this? Do either of those put him closer to being like, no. I want to fight Yuri or Olberg for the belt after I beat Johnny Walker?
Nah.
And we don't want to see a Jamal run back.
There's a really big fall off after the top 5 in the division, and all those people under the top 5 is like coming off losses or just lost. So it's kind of getting real ugly. It's really top heavy in the 205 division right now. Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, it was another one of those that I didn't leave the fight thinking any less of Khalil Roundtree. Like, it was just, hey man, go learn from that. Like, go sharpen up add some weapons to the toolbox, my guy. Like, that's what you got to do to kind of break through and be part of that, top 3 to 5 205ers in the world right now.
Yuri fought in that third round how everyone should fight if they're down 2-0 with 3 rounds on the last round.
Good call.
I mean, it just sucks, man. But next fight we had Zalal submitting Josh Emmett, and Zalal is kind of mixing into the top contenders of the featherweight division right now. He's absolutely inserted his name into title contention, and no one has really. I feel like one person has submitted Josh Emmett, but to do it in the first round and do it that fast and that easy, I mean, this man made it look easy.
Yeah.
I know people. He's calling out Lerone Murphy, which I think is a good call out, but Lerone Murphy's kind of trying to get himself a title fight with Volkanovski. The UFC is kind of playing around with that.
Aljo's trying to talk his way into that too, because him and Lerone have been going back and forth. I don't like that.
So we have Lerone Murphy, we have Aljo, and then we have Diego Lopez all trying to make their cases for the next title fight for Volkanovski. And then we have
we got Mozart just sitting there.
And we have Mozart who's sitting there getting shitted on by the UFC.
Yeah, man.
So I know Zalal wants Murphy, and I think Murphy should fight for the belt. I'm sorry, Aljo. And I think he jumps Diego as well. But I think I'm giving Zalal to Mozvar.
Oh,
Evelev. And I think that's a fight. That's a fucking fight right there.
What do you do at Yair at 3?
Fuck
I was thinking there's a law getting him up out of there.
Oh,
Yair needs to get out of our lives in
Bro,
featherweight.
I need someone to handle Yair.
That's what I mean. We need to get him out of here.
Okay. I was not thinking about that, but I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at Mobsar either, though, man. Like,
there's some chess pieces here to be moved.
Yeah, 45 is fun.
It's the right matchups can make this so amazing with how things can play out. So we'll see.
There's a lot of interesting names in that top 7 to 10 range at featherweight. But I mean, Zalal looked like a monster, man. And he got on and he was humble. He was honest about his last performance and stuff. He owned up to it. But then he talked his shit too. So yeah, no, I it's weird because I do think Lerone Murphy's next.
I love Lerone Murphy.
I do too. I don't know that he's ready, but I love that. I like him a lot, and
I think me and you are probably the only people who like Lerone Murphy.
Oh no, and we've been man. But I think that I don't know why. I think there's something there, and I think that's going to be the next fight, and I think that might be the fight that intrigues Volk the most too.
I don't think an Aljo has a case. I mean,
brother,
if you're Volkanovski and you hear Aljamain, like, come on, dog.
Aljo's talking shit about what he did at 35 to make his case for a shot at 45.
Bro.
Like Aljo, no one is interested.
No.
In Aljo, in fighting for the 45 belt, fighting, but like, no, we don't want to see that, brother. We are not a good. Marab ran you up out of your old division. You had to bulk up, and nobody gives a shit. We're not here for it, bro. Not here for it. And congratulations, newlywed. They wouldn't stop reminding us he got married on Sunday. like, congrats, bro. But nobody wants to see you fight for that 45 strap.
And then we had Mace's guy.
That's right.
Joe Pyfer getting a submission win in the second round. I think the adjustments he made after that first round, getting controlled on the ground, I was like, Joe, you're playing around with us. Like, stop it, bro. Come on now. Turn it on. Once he turned it on, yeah, it was that power's for real. I mean, Abus blocked it mostly, and it still got through and wobbled him, and then got the finish on the ground, which Joe Pyfer, man, at middleweight. I think he's a dark horse. The only thing I worry about with Joe Pyfer is his cardio, but I think that could be something that can be worked on as he kind of builds his name. But yeah, man, I think Joe Pyfer's a dark horse in the middleweight division.
He got a number now. He only got in at 15, which kind of surprised me. Even though he has, I mean, so the names that are just above him, he was talking to Helwani earlier about. Apparently, Paulo Costa was thrown out there. Joe Pyfer said, Paulo Costa fight doesn't do anything for me. Says Paulo Costa is too inactive, has other stuff going on, says that fight doesn't do anything for him. He mentioned Marvin Vettori, Roman Dolidze.
How do you say Marvin does something for me, but Paulo doesn't?
He said Marvin Vettori, Roman Dolidze, and Jared Cannonier. Those are the names he mentioned, who are respectively 14, 12, and 11 in the rankings.
The only guy coming off a win is Paulo Costa out of those names.
Yeah. I think Cannonier could be a fun fight. So here's what I think Pyfer's doing, though, right? Which is smart by him. And if the UFC wants to handle him right, throw him someone like Cannonier, who is near the end of the road, let's be honest. But he's still a name enough, and he still could potentially provide an exciting enough fight with Joe Pyfer. And if Joe Pyfer knocks him out, it's like, okay, this guy beat a former title contender. Now we can move him up, because 85, it's another one of those, like, it's top heavy to me.
Yeah, I mean, after those names that we just mentioned, it kind of gets like,
You have
Big.
Brendan Allen has a chance to make a big move with the RDR stepping in for that fight. I don't think he's gonna do. I love
But
you know, I love RDR.
Yeah, we never know, but
I love RDR.
That's a big task.
You have Venom, who is he even gonna what's he gonna fight at? Is he gonna fight at 70? Is he gonna fight at 85? You have Robert Whitaker. No. You have Kyle coming off of the loss. Fluffy, who, if I'm him, I'm just gonna sit and wait at this point. After that, you have somehow Izzy is still the 5th ranked middleweight, which is a absolute crime. Crime. RDR at 4, Strickland at 3, Imavov at 2, and then DDP. And Lord knows what we're gonna do with DDP. His next fight, because he ain't getting they're not running it back, and they haven't announced anything, for Hamzat yet. So 85 is kind of it's an interesting division where you can Pfeiffer at the bottom of the top 15 can kind of maybe make his name a little bit brighter. His next 2 fights just kind of beating on old title contenders before taking on the bigger, top 3 to 5 names.
I really do think. I mean, I'm not mad at the Paul Costa fight, but I would think that would be like a main card. Just a fight on the main card.
Open the card up, yeah. Open the card
but I think a main event with Jared Cannonier, we get Cannonier another main event on a fight night, a 5-rounder to see where Pfeiffer is at. The last 5-rounder that Joe Pfeiffer fought against Joker Hermanson didn't go well for him, so that we could, it would be up to that. I kind of want to jump around the prelims real quick. We won't talk about it too much, but Drew Sang-Yu.
Oh,
brother, let me tell you something, man. I know you were trying to what the kids say, aura farming, taunting your opponent in the first round, making it look cute.
Oh, you mad because I'm styling?
Boy, got slept in the second. And
nasty work.
Now you look like a clown, bro.
This dude was resting, doing poses. And I came front. I was here for it, man.
Me too.
I loved it.
But I was like, okay, let's put something together. Let's put something on him. Let's start attacking.
That left jab was why?
The jab was working.
It was so fast.
But just playing with your food, bro, and it just backfired on you. The ultimate backfire.
Bro,
and
bit in the ass big time.
I hope Korean Zombie made you buy your own ticket back home, bro. Like, get the fuck out. I would be so pissed if I was he
ain't gonna be Junior Zombie no more.
We're taking the nickname.
You got a new nickname, bro.
We're taking the nickname away, and you gotta find your way home. So, sorry, man. Just think about what you did in there. And we'll get back to you in the training room.
Man. That was rough.
Yeah, man, that was a big setback for my guy. We gotta talk about Gautier real quick. I mean, man's a beast, and that was probably one of the funniest knockouts finishes I've ever seen from his opponent, dropping like that.
And then him picking him up basically by the neck, by the head, be like, "Nah, nigga, get back up here," and throwing him down like. I had to ask you what happened. I was like, yo, how did he? And it's like, oh, nah, he really elbowed this fool to sleep in the clinch and then picked his ass up like a kid.
The way he fell, just kind of rolled over on the body. Oh, man.
You deserve to get knocked out like that, though, coming on TV with your hair cut like that, bro. You didn't even comb your fro, get an edge up or nothing, bro. You didn't get it tapered or nothing. You deserve what you got, bro.
Patrick Mix, I think me and Drew walked away from that fight fans of his opponent. We are looking forward to
weak loss. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, to out grapple. We get those butterfly hooks in and just kind of reverse his way back into
pulling Gilly as a defense mechanism.
Yeah, bro.
Every time. Like, that's homework, bro.
Just able to get back to his feet and control these exchanges on the grappling where people thought that Mix had the huge advantage in. I opened my eyes, man. Opened my eyes. And I was disappointed. Even though I had 29-28 Patrick Mix winning, I'm not mad at the decision there. I think it was a close fight. The second round was close, but just a bad loss for Patrick Mix, man. 0-2 in the UFC. I don't know where you go from here, but
that's the question, right? Does he get? I don't know what his contract looked like, but like, does he get a third fight? Maybe because it was a close decision that he could argue, hey, but like, okay, then what? Like, what, brother? You already like, you got lucky to end up on
your
the
first
prelims,
yeah.
like after this, because they had you buried. They
Oh,
initially had you buried
on the early prelims.
Yeah, they had you
moved
buried
him
on the
up.
early prelims. You got moved up. Now, like, bro, what are they gonna do with you?
I know Dana's scratching his head like,
Oh,
there's no way we sign this guy. Like, this is the
and
guy.
the intro too that they gave him, like the big fight, and they built him up on all the embedded and showed his relationship with and I'm not gonna call this laying an egg like he did in the first one, because the first one was just so dominant by Bautista, right? Whereas this was a lot more competitive. It was it was questioning, it was curious, some of his game planning and offense, but at least it was something competitive.
Yeah.
And it was up for debate at the end. But still, like, the UFC's got to be just sitting there like, man, what? This was a guy we were hoping we could kind of fast forward.
This was your layup.
Like, and yeah, then we give him this newcomer short notice, Johanna's guy, and he comes out and essentially he beats you at your own game. I just meant, yeah, I don't know what the hell they're supposed to do with him going forward.
And then again, well, I'll just touch on the Ramiz Barhimaj big underdog pick that we had and Yana Santos, man. That's kind of it for me. Anything else?
No, man, it was a fun card.
It was
a fun card.
And then we run it back with another big pay-per-view at the end of the month.
Yeah. What, 2 weeks? Yeah.
2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into UFC Rio going down this Saturday. And with these cards that they've been doing in different countries, the people who are fighting from that country, I've kind of like won out. So I was kind of breaking down these fights, like, are the Brazilians going to take over in this fight on this fight card? Because in Perth, all the Australians won except Jimmy Crute. When they went to Asia, like, yeah. So I don't know. That was kind of in the back of my head. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
All right. So we're gonna open up the card, and also let me see too. I didn't see what's our start time on this card.
It's 1
They're starting us early,
yeah,
right?
1 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. We're opening up the card, the prelim card on ESPN Plus. Open up a bantamweight, 12-3, the favorite at -258. Luan Lacerda versus 18-6. Simon Oliveira, the +210 underdog.
Yeah, I'm going with Luan Lacerda on this. I think Lacerda's kind of good a little bit everywhere with the stand-up and the grappling. I like Lacerda's grappling, but that's where kind of Oliveira kind of is good as well. And I think Oliveira is going to be looking forward to grappling with Lacerda. So it could get a little bit interesting in the grappling, but I'm going to go with Luana Lacerda just to get the win. I feel more comfortable there picking him and having the striking edge. I'm going to go Lacerda to win by decision.
Right. Up next, we've got the women's strawweight division. The -455 favorite, 13-5 Psycho Julia Polastri against 16-9 Carolina. I always Kowalkirwicz. There we go. Yeah. The +350 dog.
Man, if this was like 4 years ago, I'd probably go big on the underdog here, but
big time. Yeah.
Yeah, Polastri's kind of a dog. She has that attitude of like gonna walk you down, has an attitude of, I don't give, hit me, I'll hit you back type of, get her lick back, So I kind of like that. She's gonna be faster, stronger, and she's kind of nasty with the jiu-jitsu as well, which I think it's kind of hard to get Kowalkirwicz down to the ground. Polastri's wrestling is not that great, but if she can try to sweep her way to getting Carolina on the ground, I think the submission is there for Polastri. But I'm gonna believe in the OG to kind of keep this fight standing. But I just think Polastri is just too fast, too strong. Kowalkirwicz is known to being a dog her whole career, kind of be in there striking, put up a good fight, but 39 years old, the reflexes go as well. Just give me Polastri to kind of just outdog her in this fight. I think it's going to be a 29-28 clear decision here for Julia Polastri here. I think Carolina could sneaky win a round somewhere here, but give me Polastri to win. I think if I were to kind of get throw out a big line here, I think Polastri by knockout is like plus a crazy line, so that could be something. But I'll just go Polastri by decision.
Right, up next, got a battle of the brothers at heavyweight. And again, before we get into this one, we talked earlier. This is a chance, heavyweights. These are your moments. All right, heavyweight division, pretty weak right now. Time to make your names. We got the -310 favorite, 14-1 Walter the Foot Hunter Walker, brother of is the aforementioned Johnny Walker. We've got the +250 dog, 11-4 Muhammad the Motor Usman, brother of the Nigerian goofy ass Kamaru Usman. Talk to me on this heavyweight one.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Muhammad Usman's name is written down right now as my pick. I know it's gonna be shocking to a lot of you guys, but I know Walter Walker is putting on these submission finishes and kind of winning over the crowd and the fans, and people are very high on him, and I get it. To find a heavyweight like this finishing submissions, I get it. People are just slobbering at this guy right now, but I know Usman doesn't have the most aesthetic pleasing fighting style. The stand up is real botchy, just real, but I believe in his coaching, and I know his brother's there. I think the IQ is I think it's high for just the talent that he's dealing with. His brother, lower tier heavyweight. I think just the athletic can get him far in this, lower tier of heavyweight fights or fighters. And I think if Walter Walker is to attack a leg like he has been doing, I think Usman's going to just sit on him and just throw heavy punches on Walter Walker. That's where I think Walter Walker kind of can lose his fight and just end up on bottom. And you have Usman, who is a big body and is going to just sit in guard and just land some shots on you. So I just don't think it's going to be that easy this time around, just rolling and getting a limb of Usman. So Usman's name is written down, and I'm not confident in it, but I don't know, man. I know Walter Walker has some kicks, and the striking is meh, but I think Walter Walker throws big. I think Muhammad Usman has better jabs. And I just think he's more athletic on the feet, and think he can just be a little bit quicker than Walter Walker. And I believe in Usman's cardio to last 15 minutes than of Walter Walker, who I know Walter Walker is, looking slimmer and working on his body, but I just don't know if you can last a round of dealing with a big body like Usman on you coming forward for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna take a shot here on the underdog. I'm gonna go Muhammad Usman to win by decision. I think Walter Walker rolls for these leg locks, but I think it's gonna be unsuccessful. And I think the coaching will have him Usman ready, and I'm gonna look like a dumbass if just picking a Muhammad Usman, because I know a lot of people don't like Usman's brother, and I totally get it, man. But
hey, man, that's his brother, though.
I don't know, man. Yeah, give me Usman.
All right, they're going to your
decision.
first dog. All right. Up next at flyweight, we've got 17-2. Phenomenal. Lucas Rocha, the -122 favorite, against 8-1 Stuart Nicoll, coming in at +102 as the dog.
I think this is one of the better fights on this card. I think it's going to be active. I think it's going to be great from both parties in this fight. Rocha, good striker. I love his kicks to the body as well. It's the wrestling defense that from Rocha that is going to be his downfall in this, but the jiu-jitsu is nice. But Stuart Nicoll, I know Nicoll's coming off his loss in his UFC debut to Jesus Aguilar, who Stuart Nicoll kind of just got caught in the famous Aguilar guillotine, and he got choked out. And I totally get it, but I think it's just a mental error to leave. Nicoll made leaving his neck in that area for Jesus Aguilar to kind of snatch up his neck. But I still am very high on the talent of Stuart Nicoll. I still think he's a very talented fighter. And to have the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu in this fight, I'm going to go with another dog here. It's a small dog too.
Mm-hmm.
The lines are close, but a +105 to see on ESPN here. I'm going to go with Stuart Nicoll here, man. I like the wrestling. Again, when I was watching tape for his last fight on him, I was kind of impressed with him. So I like the wrestling offense. I like the jiu-jitsu where I think he could battle Rocha on. But I like Rocha's striking stand-up. So I think Nicoll's going to be shooting to get this fight down to the ground and slow down the striking offense of Rocha. And I think, yeah, give me Stuart Nicoll, man. Give me Stuart Nicoll, and my favorite bet here would probably be the fight doesn't go the distance.
You actually find Stuart Nicoll in a couple overseas books. He's favorite.
Yeah.
It's up to a -110 favorite. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like the wrestling, man. I think the wrestling is going to be a big factor here. I think he kind of bounces back after dropping his UFC debut against a veteran in the flyweight division in Jesus Aguilar. And I think he just corrects those mistakes, man, and uses the wrestling to kind of go drive this home and land some ground and pound or find a submission here.
Right. Up next in the women's bantamweight division, we have a promotional debut.
Oh, boy.
And a big favorite.
Bia. Oh, shit.
Undefeated 5-0. Beatriz Mesquita. Bia.
That's a crazy name.
Bia.
That's a nice name.
The -520 favorite, which is the biggest favorite on this card. Making her promotional debut against 5-3. Not my favorite nickname in the world. Russian Ronda. Irina Alekseeva +390.
This is very interesting, guys. So Bia is a big favorite because her jiu-jitsu is insane. But I'm having trouble getting there with Bia. And I say that because we have seen so many undefeated fighters lose their O this year. And we're seeing a lot of UFC debut fighters just look not ready for the big lights at the UFC. No matter who the opponent is, like they're just not ready and they lose their UFC debut fight. And a good example of this is Elise Pereira fought Rendon like a few weeks ago. She's like 19 years old. And, they kind of put some stock behind her and kind of made her a thing to watch out for the prelims. And she did not look ready. And I'm not saying this is going to be the same thing, but I'm just kind of having some traumatic stuff here with picking debut fighters, especially women's MMA debut fighters. And with Irene Alekseeva, she throws some fucking heat, and she is like a Sambo champion. So she does have some type of like defensive jiu-jitsu, which I don't think it's going to care if it gets to that point. But it's just a striking, and she really throws shit to the wall. Yeah, man, I don't know. And we got to, even though she's like 5'8" compared to Bia, who was 5'4", but the reach is kind of not kind of the same. But I'm just taking the UFC veteran who has been here and done that. Has a win, I believe, in the UFC. Let me just check real quick. Has a win, 2 wins. Or yeah, just 1 win. But I don't know, man. Hope you guys are catching my drift here of just like I'm scared to pick a UFC debut fighter here. I don't care what the skill set looks like. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just got to see it to believe it. So I'm gonna go with the big underdog, man. I'm going plus 400.
Woo!
I'm gonna go Irina Alekseeva.
Russian Ronda.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I'm gonna look like a genius, or I'm gonna look like a dumbass.
Hey, you know.
Goodness gracious! I just picked Alekseeva and Usman on the same card. Holy moly!
Up next, we go back again to the heavyweights. Another young heavyweight prospect, 12-2, Vitor Petrino, minus 298 favorite. Got back on track last time we saw him against 10-3 Thomas the Train Petersen, the plus 240 underdog.
This is going to be a big fight for Victor Petrino at heavyweight. So this is his second fight at heavyweight. He looked good in his heavyweight debut in his last fight. It was because he was fighting a terrible UFC fighter in Austin Lane. Just bottom tier heavyweight fighter. Just like, I don't know. So
I mean, he got him up out of there, what, in like 40 something
something in the
like
first
that?
round. Yeah. Got him out.
It was a quick one.
But he's fighting a real UFC big body, just a man in Thomas Petersen here, who is known for his wrestling. I wish Thomas Petersen used his wrestling a little bit more. I wish he would shoot for takedowns a little bit more, but he doesn't really. He does like to stand in the pocket and box, which I think could get him in trouble here because I think Victor Petrino's hands are still kind of nice, even at heavyweight. But what worries me here with Victor Petrino is if Thomas Petersen decides to put his weight on you and kind of makes you wear him and just on and the grappling clinch on against the cage, what does Victor Petrino's cardio look like for 15 minutes wearing this big body on you? That's the biggest worry for me. I'm gonna go with Victor Petrino here, but I would say that this fight does not go the distance. I think someone dies out or tired. Victor Petrino and just kind of gasses out and kind of just Thomas Petersen just kind of puts the ground and pound on him. Or we see the power of Victor Petrino take over and kind of have success in the boxing close range fight here. It kind of gets Thomas Petersen out of here. Even though it's kind of tough. Yeah, I still like Petrino though. I even liked him at 205. I wish it kind of stayed down there, but yeah, give me a Victor Petrino, and my favorite bet and side here is fight does not go the distance.
Ooh. Right. Last fight on the prelims. We go to flyweight.
Ooh.
We have 16-4, the plus 102 dog, Filho, against 8-1, the minus 136 favorite, Clayton Carpenter.
Again, this is probably like my second favorite fight on this card. I love this fight a lot. I'm pretty high on Clayton Carpenter at 29 years old. I think he's a young killer at flyweight. I think he's someone to look out for at flyweight. I think he's just a fresh body and fresh face that the flyweight division needs, and this is a big fight for him. We'll kind of just jump in here. So the only loss that he has had is against Tagir Ulanbekov, and that was because Bekov had just the wrestling advantage and just kind of shooting these takedowns and was having that control time on Clayton Carpenter. But I think Clayton Carpenter had some success in the striking early on. But Filho is kind of different, man. And I think he gets slept on a lot. I think he's a nasty striker. So with Filho, he's coming off a loss to Alan Nascimento. So before that fight, he posted that he got bit by a spider and he was on antibiotics before like that fight week leading up to the fight. Couldn't walk, couldn't do much of anything. So he went into that fight with Nascimento kind of I would say like 60% maybe, and was able to put up a good fight for 15 minutes. Went to decision against a tough Alan Nascimento. He's coming into this fight 100%. I think Clayton Carpenter is going to find out, man. I think the young kid's going to get taught a lesson here by Jaffiel Filho. I just think Filho it has some nasty jiu-jitsu. Clayton Carpenter does as well, but I think Filho can just put it together a little bit more, a bit crisper on the feet. I'm going to take the Rio Brazil fighter here. I'm going to go Filho.
All right. So opening up the main card on ESPN Plus. Sidebar too. I hate that this is on ESPN Plus. That we got Charles fighting on ESPN Plus, and I'll get to that a little bit later. Why it's a bummer, but like, man, these fight night cards they really get hurt during the fall with college football being around and stuff. Like, because obviously ESPN is contracted to college football, and that's king. But like, yeah, some of these. There's some real good cards, man. They end up getting buried and lost in the sauce.
Especially in the time that this is happening in the afternoon for us in the USA and on the West Coast. This is going on prime time of college football. Like,
yeah, like it sucks, man. But if you need to find it when you're looking for it, ESPN Plus, the main card. We're gonna kick it off with the favorite here, 10-3, the Texas kid, Michael Aswell, the -148 favorite over 15-4, Lucas Almeida coming in at +124.
So Michael Aswell, I'm a fan of. He has crazy output. I mean, you see the striking numbers, strikes landed per minute is 9. That's crazy output. I mean, he's a dog. He kind of just walks forward and just kind of throws. And but even though that could be looked at as a good attribute and something that could win him fights, I think it could be a downfall as well of when you're dealing with someone, a Chris striker like Lucas Almeida. I think he can just be a counter striker and land some effective shots on Aswell as well. I'm gonna go with Underdog here, man. I'm taking a shot on Underdog here with Lucas Almeida. Again, I like the output. I like what Michael Aswell is doing. He put up a good fight against in his last fight on short notice as well. I think it was like a few days short notice against Balaji Oki. But yeah, I just again the striking, the counter strikes from Lucas Almeida. I think he's a little bit crisper with the strikes. But I think what kind of scares me about this pick is does Almeida have that dog in him to just last for 15 minutes of a dog who was just walking forward and you know. So yeah, give me Almeida to win by decision.
Right, we got one up next. It's a couple things here. You're gonna have to explain to me here. Well, for one, we're going to the featherweight division. We're going with 11-4-1, one of the most problematic nicknames in the promotion. Genghis Khan. A fly. That's such a problematic nickname. +154 coming in against 17-7, the -185 favorite, Ricardo Ramos, who has lost 4 of his last 6 fights. What is this?
I hate this fight because Ricardo Ramos should never be a favorite.
Like almost a 2-1 favorite.
It's because he's talented and he's working with Team Alpha Male, I believe.
Still young, relatively young.
But man, this guy reminds me of featherweight Charles Oliveira, Du Bronx, of breaking. He just doesn't believe in himself, and you see him break in fights and just doesn't give his all full effort and kind of just gives up a little bit. And he makes IQ mistakes as well. And it causes him in these fights. Colin Ofli, I was high when he was on the Ultimate Fighter season a few seasons ago, but man, this guy has not worked out in the UFC. I don't know why they brought him back and trying to try him out, but the wrestling is what he was known for on the UFC show, and he has not been able to get going with the wrestling at all. I mean, and when he's striking, he's very short, he's compact. So he has trouble with the reach, and he's kind of just getting picked apart. So I feel like, yeah, Ricardo Ramos should just be the pick because he's a very talented striker. But man, this guy just not trustworthy at all. I hate picking anyone for this fight, to be honest with you. But give me Ricardo Ramos, and I hate saying that, but it may just be because this is in Brazil.
I was gonna say home
just,
field, man.
Just hometown
home
cooking.
Field. That's it.
I'll take Ricardo Ramos, and I hate it.
All right, up next we have the final heavyweight bout of the evening. Another intriguing one. You've got the slight favorite at minus 130, 9-1, Jonata Diniz, versus the undefeated plus 110 dog, 10-0, Mario Pinto.
So I've really tried to kind of back Diniz in his UFC career, and I feel like I picked him a good amount of times in his UFC career so far, but for all of the credentials that he has in kickboxing, this man gets hit a lot. Now, I know it's not a defensive sport there, but I'm kind of worried about him in this fight because Pinto, even though we haven't seen a good size sample of him in the UFC, and I feel like he finished his last fight pretty quick in the first round, I believe, or second round against Austin Lane again.
Mm-hmm.
I just like there's going to be a big size difference here. I think Pinto is going to be the bigger fighter here. I thought never mind. But it's just the way he puts punches together. Like I really like Pinto's punches and the angles, and I know Diniz has the kickboxing, but again, it's the defensive striking that he just does not have, and he gets hit a lot. He is coming off a win against Alvin Hines. Wasn't able to finish Alvin Hines, and we saw that Alvin Hines tested positive for steroids. But not being able to finish Alvin Hines, who I think Diniz was just levels ahead, and he was still getting hit a lot and kind of ended up bloody in that fight. I think Mario Pinto could just be that guy to just kind of put out Jonata Diniz in this fight, man. I like the straight punches from Pinto. And if Pinto wants to go to the ground, I don't know if he does have ground game or not, but that's Diniz's downfall is when his back hits the ground and gets taken down, this man does not know what to do, doesn't know how to get back up. Yeah, give me Mario Pinto, man. I think kind of shows out here.
Undefeated streak continues. All right, up next, go to the welterweight division. 23-11-1, Silent Assassin, Vincent Luque plus 380 dog, big dog, against another phenomenal, El Fenomeno, 22-3, Joel Alvarez, the minus 500 favorite, second biggest favorite on this card. Kind of feels like it might be setting up for a kind of coming out party, put him on a pedestal here. Against a known name.
That's exactly what it is. And I'm sorry it had to be in Rio, but damn it. I think Joel Alvarez is nasty. He's making that jump. He's jumping up in weight, coming up to welterweight. He had a hard time cutting weight at 155, so I really love the jump up in weight. He's still a big 155er, so I think he's going to fit right in at welterweight. But, man, this guy is nasty. Throws a lot of crazy stuff at you on the striking, elbows, knees. But when he's on the bottom, he's very active off his back. I think, especially this version of Luque, even though there's a year apart in age, Vicente Luque has a lot of wear and tear on his body, and I just think it's almost time for him to hang it up, man. I'm not liking this version of Luque as of late, especially against Kevin Holland. I was like, oh, bro, please. I think, this is just a big spotlight for Joel Alvarez to show that he's here at the welterweight division and he's going to make a name for himself here. So,
yeah, a lot of miles on Luque, and a lot of and against very good competition. You know, top tier like former champions.
And I know different countries have their own stages of like when MMA was popping, but I feel like Brazil being the home of mixed martial arts and everything, these people from Rio and Brazil, I feel like they started at very, very young ages of fighting. They were doing a lot of like stuff in the regional scene, and so there's been a lot of wear and tear on these Brazilians. So, but yeah, I just think Joel Alvarez is going to make easy work of him. I actually have Joel Alvarez finishing Vicente Luque.
Agreed. Yeah.
And yeah, whatever he wants.
We go to bantamweight for the co-main event. We have one of my favorites, man, and I came to this realization today, kind of looking at his career, because I guess he kind of reminds me like almost like a Brazilian Frankie in a way, just maybe because he's so fucking tiny. But we have former champ, and in my opinion, a future Hall of Famer, a guy with a victory over Pantoja, man. But he comes in here as the plus 235 dog, 24-5-1 Davidson Figueiredo. He's gonna be taking on 15-3 Montel Quick. That's Q-U-I-K without the C style. Montel Quick
That's
Jackson.
Fire. That's fire.
The minus 290 favorite.
Who was that fighter? Mike Swick? Mike Quick Swick?
Quick Swick, baby. Quick Swick.
That's
AKA.
That's who that just reminded me of, man.
AKA Jim, but Montel, he absolutely spells it without the C.
That's fire.
I like that. I like that.
Man, I would definitely be shocked if Figueiredo wasn't coming off injury in his last fight. That these lines are what they are. I know Montel Jackson I'm a fan of him, but sometimes he doesn't live up to his potential. This man got held down by Daniel Marcos in wrestling. Like the wrestling, yeah, he can wrestle and he does have some ground game a little bit, but his downfall is the wrestling defense, and he can get held down there as well. And if Daniel Marcos is doing that to you, Davidson Figueiredo can definitely do that to you. I know that Figueiredo popped his knee or had a leg injury in his last fight against Corey Sandhagen, which was, I believe it was this year, May of this year. So I get the injury, and I'm probably going to probably stalk him on Instagram and see how he's moving. But I love the value here on Davidson Figueiredo. Now, I probably won't pick him, but a bet, I'm definitely might bet on Davidson Figueiredo this Saturday. The value of the OG, who is so talented and has beaten some very, very good names in this division and bantamweight division. I think people are kind of just maybe scared of the injury, or just kind of we lost to Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen. I'm like,
those are two top tier names.
I don't like. It's like, yeah, guys,
in the division, man.
Yeah,
and he's outsized, especially by Sandhagen.
And again, it's the wrestling, bro. And I figured he wasn't going to out wrestle any of those two people he just lost to. I think he can take advantage of the wrestling against Montel Jackson. So I love the value of the underdog. Fuck it, I'm gonna pick Figgy.
Let's go, Figgy.
Fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna go Figgy. I have Jackson written down on my notes right now as a pick, but again, Figgy can mix up things so well, and I may pick Flip here, but I'm just gonna see how he looks on Instagram. If he's moving okay, then I'm gonna just stay here with Figueiredo. But again, the wrestling offense, and he can wrestle too, and he's been having a lot more success, and he's been wrestling a little bit more when he moved up bantamweight. He's winning these fights against Cheeto Vera, Garbrandt, Font. He's won those fights basically just wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So I think he can make Montel Jackson work, man. I know Jackson has a long range and a long straights and jabs, but we're going to act like Figgy doesn't have striking as well. I mean, he can mix things up a little bit better than Montel Jackson, I believe. So I'm gonna take a shot here on the former champion, man. Yeah, give me Figgy.
All right. So that's going to take us to the main event at lightweight.
Oh, boy.
Well, this is a tight one, man, on the lines. We've got the gamer, Mateusz Gamrot, 25-3, the -118 at the books, against a man making his 6th fight in Brazil for the UFC.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. The former champion, the people's champion, everybody's champion, shoot to box legend, UFC legend, future first ballot undisputed Hall of Famer. I don't know how you couldn't love this man, just across the board. 35-11-1. Do Bronx, probably my favorite MMA call ever. Charlie, when he got on the Portuguese call. Charles Do Bronx Oliveira, man. Talk to me.
So this is very interesting. And so I'm gonna start with Charles Oliveira first. I mean, we know all the accolades.
Yeah.
But he's coming off being knocked out by Ilia Topuria in June of this year.
Shadow Realm. He got sent to the Shadow Realm.
First time being knocked out in his career, I believe.
Which is insane.
But I love the striking. I love how he kind of is a well-put fighter, kind of in every aspect. I worry about the quick turnaround here for Oliveira. And one thing that kind of is just on my mind is Oliveira didn't want this fight because he was supposed to fight Fiziev.
Mm-hmm.
When Fiziev dropped out and Gamrot was announced, I heard Oliveira didn't want the fight. It kind of just makes me think, like, why? I mean, maybe it's the name value, or maybe it's a stylistic matchup that he has to deal with a wrestler. I don't know.
I would lean more towards the latter there, in that he doesn't want to deal with the relentless wrestling there.
And we kind of saw against Michael Chandler, Oliveira having a really, really heavy wrestling display there in offensive, and just kind of slowing down the explosiveness of Michael Chandler in the fight. I don't know, man. Like, I think there's good value here. I think there will be hopefully the line will float to Gamrot being the favorite. But I think Oliveira has the striking to put down a Gamrot, because Gamrot has been rocked a lot in his fights. But one thing that kind of I go back to is the way Gamrot kind of took care of Arman Sharukian. Like, that was a great 5-round fight. I love that fight. That was back in like 2020, I believe, or 2021.
2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2022.
I remember watching that fight. I thought Arman got robbed, but I really loved kind of 3 years later. I'm loving what I saw from Gamrot, and to beat Arman in his game, I was like, damn, that's crazy. I think Gamrot's tricky though, man. Like, he wrestles, and it's not the cleanest wrestling, but he kind of has this relentlessness and kind of can mix things in with the striking and the wrestling, and kind of just be just a knowing presence.
Well, and on the flip side too of what you were saying about when Charles got the news, Gamrot was the exact opposite, man.
Yeah, Gamrot was fired
It looked
up.
like he just got a call about getting a shot at the title.
Yeah.
Like, that boy. Yeah, I don't know if it was the paycheck or if it's the fact that he gets to fight Charles in Brazil. But yeah, that boy was pumped.
So yeah, I mean, it's a short notice fight for both fighters, obviously, but to see Gamrot that happy about this fight call, and I'm guessing that he's somewhat ready in fight shape. I can see someone that kind of stays in the gym. I mean,
and he hasn't fought since May, so
he's
timeline,
fresh,
he's right around, should be right around ready.
And one thing that Charles Oliveira has struggled with before the Ilia Topuria fight is wrestlers. Islam, who's the other wrestler they fought? I know he fought another wrestler. Arman, yes, that's another one. That's what
giving him hell.
So, yeah, man, it could. It's like I want to pick
Head
Gamrot
versus heart, man.
but the striking of Charles Oliveira is there, and in Rio, eesh, I don't know, man. What are you thinking? What do you think?
My head is telling me to. Okay, it's telling me one of two things. Either it's Gamrot suffocating for the majority of the fight and Charles throwing up a Hail Mary submission, a la like not to the same level, but like Chael Anderson type of fight, or it's Charles. Charles did his homework. Charles catches him on the way in, or gets him in a submission quick on a with the relentless, the unconventional takedowns that can also maybe get a little sloppy with someone with the slick jujitsu that Charles has and the experience too, just the being in every freaking situation imaginable. I can talk myself into Gamrot winning this fight, but personally, what I think will happen and what I also hope happens, I think Charles beats him. I think Charles hangs it up. I think Charles should be done.
Oof.
Because
At
what
Rio,
else?
baby.
In back home, you get to go back home. What else you got to prove? I think Elias showed, and I think Armin, honestly, too, and Islam. I think that this new wave of 55 is just kind of showing like, hey man, this is all you're gonna be. You're gonna be right at the doorstep. I'll never call Charles a gatekeeper, but like you're the bouncer of the elite at 55 now. Because they're just that little I don't if it's miles on your body, if it's age, if it's just the evolution of the game and how they're trained now. But they're just slowly just starting to kind of pass him by. And I don't want to see Charles get knocked out like he did against Ilya again. And these 55ers, man, like I don't want to think about and I never thought I'd say this, but I want to think about like what a Patty could do to Charles eventually. Like as excited as I would be for that fight, like I don't want to see it because I think Patty would wash him right now, and that's crazy to admit as a former Patty hater. I don't want to see Armin and him again. As fun a fight as that was years ago now.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that. I think that the division's passing him by, and he's kind of in this position where how much better going forward is it going to get than winning back home in Brazil? What's left after that?
Yeah, not much, man.
Like, what do you are you do? Are you using this to go make another title run? It what 30, 36 you're about to be with all those fights, and I just can't see it. I can you can talk me into a Gamrot win. I think Charles finds a way to pull it out to end up winning this fight, and I just hope he lays him down after this and is done.
So Gamrot has never been finished,
Nope.
and something crazy that would happen because the UFC just be UFC sometimes. Like it just be happening. Some crazy shit just be happening for the first time. This would be one of those times where Dubronx finishes Gamrot for the first time and retires. Like that'd just be a way to send off your career.
It's like Robbie Lawler,
like
like guys that just ride that whole ride off into the sunset thing. What a better setting.
Yeah,
but I mean, to your point though, Gamrot 3 losses, all by decision. 2 of them were split decisions. Like this man's like he's kind of lost like 1.5 fights, like in reality.
And you kind of go down these fights of Gamrot's, and you're kind of like, oh, he got rocked in that. Oh, he got rocked. He got sat down by Dan Hooker. He got like, yeah, he's been hurt a lot, man. He's been rocked, and I know you can say the same thing for Oliveira.
Oh, 1,000%.
But
also, when you look at, no disrespect to Gamrot's resume, when you look at Charles's resume and who these people that are putting him down, who these people that are rocking him and beating him, like we don't need. Like you said, the accolades are there, the resume is there. He's fought everyone.
So what I think is if Oliveira could rock him and then scramble and just try to find his neck and just strangle something and just grab something and just lock it in, that might be the way I think this would go if I were to call for Oliveira. Fuck it, man. Let's go do Bronx.
We got to, man.
In Rio.
This is such a pro dude. Aside from the last fight where we were just being ultimate realists, this is a pro dude Bronx podcast, man.
Yeah.
You got the picture with him at Wally, but come on, man.
My Walmart friend.
Come on, bro. That's the homie. He basically family at this point in the podcast.
I've never been starstruck like that ever. I've met some like artists and like celebrities, but like to see do Bronx in the middle of a chip aisle at Walmart,
like, oh.
Me and my wife were just shocked. We were stunned. Like, yeah, I couldn't move. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Do Bronx in Rio, baby.
Let's go, man. The UFC, and sometimes, man. And let's be real. The UFC this past weekend. Pereira winning that fight that way, that was absolutely the UFC. Why not next week with another legendary Brazilian fighter? Like, yeah, man. Let's do Bronx. Charlie. And I'm going to need that Portuguese commentary.
I know, yeah. Let's go do Bronx, man. We'll go do Bronx. I don't know if it's going to be a retirement fight.
You're throwing a bunch of Hail Marys on this card anyways, man. So why not, man? Yeah. And it might not be. That's me personally. That's more of my hope more than anything else is that it's just like, because again, just even think next fight, what you could book. What are you going to rebook Fiziev? I mean, that's a fine fight, but like you're sticking around for that? What is best case other than winning the belt? What is the best case going forward for Charles other than winning this fight in Brazil, going crazy? The crowd is nuts. Everyone loves you. Like, it's not going to get better than that outside of winning the belt again, which is not going to happen.
And the people that he hasn't fought, I'm sure that Charles Oliveira does not want that at this stage in his career.
He doesn't need the boost. You know what I mean?
Man,
like, what are these?
Yeah.
What's it other than a payday? What's it really? You know, I don't know his finances, but other than the payday, what is it really going to do for you? Nothing.
All right, guys. So I'm going to give my top 5 confident picks on the card. And then I'm going to give one dog that I think is my confident dog for the card. So my top 5 confident picks, I'm going to go Lacerda, the first fight of the card. I'm going to go Victor Petrino. I'm going to go Joel Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3.
Yep.
I'm going to go Stuart Nicoll, a dog, as a confident pick. And I'm going to go Julia Polastri.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my 5. And one confident dog. I've picked like 5 dogs on this card.
Yeah, it's been
3, 4, 5. I have 6. Goddamn. Favorite dog. I'm gonna go Jafel Filho, and I feel like Filho could end up as a favorite as the week goes on, as we get closer to fight day. But as of right now, I see him as an underdog, a plus sign by his name. That's my favorite dog on the card. Yeah, man. I was
gonna say Filho. He's another one that just you're mainly looking at the overseas books. The majority of the overseas books in Europe have him as a favorite. Same. Like the majority of the close favorite, it's just a slight -102 favorite. So if that money can get over here, like, yeah, hope it stays over there because you're getting plus money over here.
And I would have picked Figgy as my confident. I gotta see the Instagram though. I gotta see the post. I gotta see what he's
So
posting.
you gotta do that stalking, man.
I gotta see the homework. I gotta see the videos, man. So
because if I'm being honest, the last pictures I saw of Figgy, that boy he was thick.
like
This months back, he was thick. He was not in, like how we talked about John Jones moving up to heavyweight thick. That's how he was looking. So yeah, stalk that IG.
But you know what? This episode may call for a Friday episode of me.
I think this absolutely needs a Friday episode from you, brother. Because
yeah, you know, the final picks episode on Friday. You guys might see me on Friday for sure.
There were multiple picks tonight where you were you had one thing written down and then you came with something else. So yeah, I definitely think y'all gonna be seeing bro on Friday.
But yeah, guys, this is the episode. This is our breakdown for UFC Rio going down this Saturday, and we broke down and gave our recap of UFC 320. The timestamps will be in the description below. And yeah, guys, you guys will see more of us. We're gonna be here every week whenever our schedules can meet and clear schedules for the episode. You'll definitely see us more.
Definitely.
Drew, you got anything to say?
No, man. Enjoy the fights. Check back in later this week though on the channel for real. Get those updated picks. I'm gonna be checking back in because yeah, I like the dog hunting this weekend, man. I definitely want to go dog hunting this weekend. So check back on Friday, check back on Saturday morning before the fight card starts. Get your bets in, get your picks in, check in with bro because I said he giving y'all free money, man. He gave y'all free money this last weekend. If y'all didn't take it, man, y'all better take that shit this weekend.
But yeah, guys, again, like the video, comment your thoughts on the picks, and let me know what your picks are for this card in the comment section below. And hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers. And if you're watching this on Spotify, follow the podcast and like the podcast as well. That would get more attention on this podcast. That'd be greatly appreciated. We'll see you guys on the next breakdown.
Peace.